What's good, guys, and welcome back to Ali and Nat's AP style question. So, don't have a projector, but we do have a picture of the questions. Insert them here. Okay, read us the first question, Natalie.
The graph of function f has a hole at x equals -1 and a vertical asymptote at x equals 3. Which of the following functions could be f of x? And we have multiple choice.
Okay.
So, from the question, we know that we have a hole at x equals -1. And we have a vertical asymptote at x equals 3. So, from the multiple choice that we have the picture inserted, right? A hole means the same linear factor on the numerator and denominator, while for a vertical asymptote, it's when the denominator equals 0, right? So we're gonna have to follow from A, B, C, and D and solve them out. Since they're written in quadratic form, we have to factor them. So A is f of x is equal to x squared minus x minus 6, and on the denominator is x squared minus 2x minus 3. These simple out will give you x minus 3, x plus 2, and on the denominator, x minus 3 and x plus 1. However, we have a hole at x equals -1. But to have a hole at x equals -1, we need x plus 1 in the numerator and the denominator. But we only have it in the denominator. So A is a no. Pause it. Okay, now let's go on to multiple choice B. So we have f of x is equal to x squared minus 2x minus 3, and on the denominator, x squared plus 3x plus 2. When we factor these out, we get x minus 3 and x plus 1, and in the denominator, x plus 2 and x plus 1. So here clearly we see that we have x plus 1 in factor form in the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so it could be B. Let's put an x, right? However, in the vertical asymptote, we need x is equal to 3. But for x to be equal to 3, the denominator has to equal to 3. But it's x plus 2. So that tells us B is a no. Now let's solve for C. We have f of x is equal to x squared plus x minus 2, and a denominator of x squared plus 2x minus 3. Factored out, the numerator is x plus 2, x minus 1, and the denominator is x plus 3 and x minus 1. Okay,
Pause. You pause. Okay. Now, oftentimes you may get confused and think because these two are the same things, it must be a hole, right? Come here.
No.
This is not a hole. What would make it a hole?
it would be a hole if we had x plus 1. When we factor it out, we want to equal to 0, plus 1, plus 1. However, our hole is x equals -1, not positive, meaning C cannot be an answer choice. So now we only have D left, but let's make sure if it's the correct answer. All right, let's solve for D to make sure it's the correct answer before we circle it. D is f of x is equal to x squared plus 3x plus 2, and the denominator is x squared minus 2x minus 3. When you factor it out, you get x plus 2, x plus 1, and you get x minus 3 and x plus 1. Clearly, we see that we have an x plus 2 in the numerator and denominator, so that gives us a check for our whole. However, vertical asymptote, it was x equals 3. You want the denominator to equal 0. When you have a whole already, this cancels out. Now you're left with x minus 3. You plug this in to equal 0, get x by itself, and you get x equals 3, meaning our correct answer choice is in fact D. And that's how you solve question number 1.
Now, we're moving on to question number 2. Taught by me. Question number 2, it'll be inserted here. Okay, so for question number 2, we are dealing with a piecewise function. Piecewise function. Let me write it out for y'all. What is it? Write it down.
You're gonna make this say brief intermission and like speed it up.
Oh yeah, my bad. Okay. So let's see what the question is asking us. The question will be on it now. So it's saying it's a two-part question. It's A and there's B. It's a two-part question. It's A1, then A2. Okay? So, it's saying let f be the piecewise defined function consisting of three linear segments shown in the figure above. Insert figure here. The function g is defined by g of x is equal to x to the third power minus 8x plus 3 over x plus 5. So let's get into A1. A1 is saying the function h is defined by h of x is equal to g of f x equals g of f of x. And it's asking to find the value of h negative 3 as a decimal approximation or indicate that it is not defined. So we have to find the value of that. So how do we do this? That's a great question. Let's move into A. I'm gonna write it out. Y'all better follow along now.
Okay.
3. Why do we put 3 here? Because we're finding the value of h of negative 3. Okay. What was that, teacher Natalie? Could you repeat that for them?
Basically, by trying to solve this problem, you're going to plug in the number 3, which you're trying to find h of negative 3, into each place where there's an x. So, to plug in this equation, you're basically take the value of 3, which we're trying to find h of negative 3, plug it into our equation of g of f of x, in each value where x is seen in the function.
Okay. So now that it's written out here, you can use your calculator for it, or you can do it in your head. You'll get 6/8. Now, what is 6/8 as a decimal? Because remember, it says decimal approximation. What is it? It is
0.75.
0.75, meaning h of negative 3 is equal to
0.75.
A question. Could you simplify this fraction?
We did into 0.75.
Divided it by 2, you're gonna got 2 over 4.
Okay, that's a
Oh wait, I meant 3 over 4 because divided by 2 is 3 over 4.
Cut it out.
No, it's the same thing.
Cut it out.
Stop.
3/4. Anyway,
Okay.
so we just got our answer for A1, which was 0.75. Now,
I'm gonna
let's
write it
move
here
on to A2.
so you guys don't forget. A1, 0.75. These words these days are so stubborn. A2. Now for A2, let me read it to you. Find the value of f of negative 1, parentheses negative 4 inside, or indicate that it's not defined. For this, you're gonna need our good old graph. Now me, I don't do well with graphs. Take it away now, B. Show them how you found it on the graph.
Alrighty, so insert graph here. We're trying to find the inverse of negative 4. Using the graph, since it is the function of f of x, you can clearly see from the graph where when x is negative 4, what is our y value? And our y value happens to be 3. So, now, plugging in the inverse function is the same thing. F of inverse of 4 is going to be 3.
And that's how you do AP style questions.
For unit 1.
Tune in for more Abby and Nat's
AP style questions.
Woohoo!